So I caved and bought the Lumix S5 Mark II, and I have just one major gripe. Why the hell did I not buy this sooner? So I was just out making content. I just thought to myself, I love using this camera. I thought maybe just off the dome, I want to talk a little bit about it. I bought the Lumix S5 Mark IIX about a month ago on a trip with my wife to Sutton, Quebec, just to get away. There's a camera shop, went inside, and I said, hey, if they have the Mark IIX, I'm just gonna pick it up. I've been rocking the S5 for the past almost 2 years now, and honestly, the camera's amazing. And the biggest caveat that I had, and if this wasn't a problem, then I would still be using it, probably not using this, but it was the autofocus, of course. Who hasn't complained about this? I saw the Lumix S5 Mark IIX and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. One thing I'll say before I switch locations is that I'm shooting an open gate. This is ridiculous. The full frame. So as soon as I unbox the camera, turn it on, set some settings that I like, immediately I was like, autofocus time. So I ran around and my wife was like, what are you doing? Don't film me. But I just kept like running around her like a moron. It just works. It just works. Like, it's not fighting with me. I'm not like, oh, let's do this take 100,000 billion times because my embarrassing autofocus didn't work. So two things I'm gonna cover quickly is image quality and usability. Image quality. Side by side with the Lumix S5, I don't have a comparison video right now, but I'm just gonna say I think it just looks better, and I can't explain why, and I'm sure it's been covered before. There are so many YouTubers that I follow that I'm so inspired by who covered this topic. So I guess Sam Holland is one of them, and Josh Cameron, both UK boys. I don't know what it is with UK, but they love this camera. Usability, outstanding. It's so reliable, and there's a new update that came out, so I shot this after the update, not before, and sat on this footage like I do with a lot of things. Fixed a few autofocusy things, and honestly, I didn't notice a huge issue with autofocus, but I am glad that there's enhanced face autofocus. I don't know if I said it or what. Yeah, I don't know if I did. But it is advanced. Okay, so can you hear that? Okay, so I talked about autofocus, but I didn't show autofocus. For all you know, I could have been locked in and doing its thing, and I could have faked open gate somehow. But anyway, there it is. And this is with the Sigma 35 f1.4, and this lens, I love this lens with the Lumix S5. I wanted to make a video on it, but I just couldn't use the autofocus, and it's such a sharp lens. Like, it's a 1.4, so this is f1.6, now we're at f1.4, perfect. So I'm just gonna show you. Okay, so this is not fair. I'm already in that frame. Boom. And it sees me, and I'm walking up. How you doing? I'm on the S5 now. So now I'm gonna walk into frame. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. This is ridiculous, Mississippi. Let's get a little closer. 6. Okay, cool. We finally did it. I'm using the same lens as well, so the Sigma 35 f1.4. Back to the video. Hi. So this is the part where maybe I say some closing remarks before my ADHD brain just takes me to a whole other tangent. There's a new camera coming. I don't know this for a fact. Please, Lumix. There's no insider information, but there has to be. And it's gonna give you everything that you wanted out of the Lumix mirrorless lines of cameras that this one just quite frankly doesn't have. So here's a couple things off the bat, and here's how I combat them. The crop at 60 frames a second 4K kills me, man. This camera makes me want to create so much, but there's no 4K 60 without a crop. Now, how do I combat that? Okay, so I use an APS-C lens like a Sigma 10 to 18 millimeter APS-C lens, and then there you go. So if you wanted to shoot your real estate at 15 millimeters, you have that. So that's good. What is there number 2? I'm thinking, oh, the app. Oh my God. Lumix, for the love of everything good, man. We're dogs, right? You've shared my stuff once on your story. The app sucks. That's not a camera thing. That's just a Lumix thing with their app. I tried to use it for my content shoot today for Instagram, and it just did not pair. And I turned off my phone, turned off the camera, did everything, didn't work. So I just kind of shot and hoped for the best, and it turned out pretty good. I'm gonna switch again because my butt's starting to get wet. On my Instagram, I posted a picture of the camera, me holding the camera and saying that this thing makes me want to create, and I think that alone has been worth the purchase. Since I bought this camera, I've been just shooting things, around the house, shooting my cat per usual because he's a lovely beautiful boy, and I love him so much. Hi, Artie. But yeah, this camera just makes you want to get out there and just shoot things. And so when a client messages me and says, hey, do you have availability? I just want to say yes. Okay, so if you want my opinion on whether or not to buy the S5 Mark II or the 2X, let me say this. I bought the 2X because of the black everything. No other reason. Actually, none. That's it. ProRes, don't care. ProRes, never heard of her. You're going to create with this camera. Are you buying it professionally? Buy it. Like, if you're buying it for professional uses and you don't think that, oh, is it worth the however many, for me it was $3,000 plus protection plan. Well, why did I buy that thing? But it was like $4,000 with taxes at the end of the day. And I sweated a little bit. I said, oh God, that's a chunk of change. And my wife was so supportive. She said, buy this thing because you're gonna use it. And by golly, she was right. I'm using it every single day. I don't want to leave the house without this camera. And I feel like such a consumer saying that, but it's simply just true. When someone working a blue-collar job needs a new tool, the tool is going to work for them. And that's what you want. You want it to work for you. Hey, and once again, you don't have to buy anything. If you're happy with S5, if you use it for handheld and that's it, well, then that's enough. I still use it. I use it for B-roll interview B shots. And I still use the autofocus on it with a Lumix paired lens, and it does just fine. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this, me ramble all the way through. The sun is getting quite low, and I haven't shot any B-roll with this thing, so hopefully my face was enough. Unless I did splice in some B-roll, then, there you go, a break from that. Subscribe for more. Appreciate you. Always.